Hey, this is Liz from Hedgehog Lodge coming to you again with a video that I decided to make, mainly showcasing the two little males that I still have available for adoption from Pixie's last litter. Well, I'll show you all of them just because they're so cute. Do you have to do that right now? Yeah, okay, so, dumb cat. Actually, smart cat, that's the problem. Moving on. And also I wanted to tackle a couple things that I've been getting asked a lot lately, mainly to do with genetics, sex and gender, etc. What do you want? What do you want? You're annoying. Okay, anyway, so, first I'll answer some questions, and then we'll get to the cute, adorable hedgehog babies. So, first thing, I've had a lot of people, lately, and just over the period that I've been breeding, express a lot of preference over females versus males. I understand why, to a certain extent. A lot of animals, and kind of the norm, with pets is if they can be kept in pairs at all, or in groups, females is the way to go. And there are a couple exceptions to that. Guinea pigs can be kept in same-sex pairs, so can rabbits if they're neutered. There may be a couple others that I'm just not thinking of. But, you know, generally females are easier. And then there's some complete opposites to that rule, some variables. It's almost like a spectrum. Then there's some weird animals like cats who sometimes will tolerate each other, but generally, like, females tend to be more solitary. It's really, like, dependent on the species. And hedgehogs, like, there's a lot of debate, and there's some people that are so dead set that they should be solitary that will literally never talk to you again if you mention that you house two hedgehogs together. So, main consensus, males can't exist together. There's been a couple people over the years contacting me saying that they have two males who, like, love each other, or something like that. What I can tell you is that, you can't really go by, like, human instinct when it comes to judging if your hedgehog is happy or not. Mainly because animals show a lot of different signs than people do when they're happy, so using gut instinct isn't always accurate. I'll give one main example. If you look over and you see somebody smiling at you, like, they're probably happy to see you. Like, you're gonna guess, like, if you knock on somebody's door, they open the door and they're smiling, you're gonna guess that it's likely they're happy to see you. However, if they open the door and they're like this, you might be like, what? Are they cranky at me? Are they mad at me? Whatever, etc. Think of the chimpanzee. They are, like, you know, near identical to us genetically. Like, we're related to a chimpanzee like 99.9% or something crazy like that. And there are a lot of behaviors that are exhibited between humans and chimpanzees. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. Bonobos are actually closer to humans than chimpanzees. But there's not as much research done on them. Anyways, there's a lot of behaviors that apes and humans both show that are the same. You know, you could communicate with an ape the way you could with a human to a certain extent, body language-wise. However, there's one main difference. You guys may have seen that video, or no, it's a video of a little girl, like, pounding her chest at a gorilla, and the gorilla, like, rushes at her through the glass, and it's pretty scary. It's kind of the same thing. Like, if you were to go up to an ape and, like, grin at them. Okay, here we go again with the scratching pose. Dude, like, do you mind? I'm trying to do something here. Anyways, if you went up to, like, a chimpanzee and were like, hey, probably wouldn't go over well, because grinning in a lot of the animal world is an aggressive sign. So it might be your first instinct, and, like, if you think back, if you meet, like, a cute puppy, you're probably gonna start smiling at it. Now, dogs have been domesticated, so they don't really react to that as much, like, as strongly as maybe, like, a wild dog or a wolf would, but, like, chimpanzees aren't domesticated animals generally, so if you went up to a chimp and grinned at it, you probably wouldn't experience anything great. So theoretically speaking, if a chimp went over to his friend's tree or whatever and was like, hey, what's up? They'd probably get into a fight. And so that's what I mean by, like, you can't really judge animals on human standards of behavior. And a weird other small anecdote about lizards, oddly enough, there was someone who decided that they were going to put a crested gecko and a gargoyle gecko in together, or something weird like that, because they wanted to try and, like, mix the species. And they determined that the two lizards were starting to warm up to each other because they were sleeping beside each other. Fun fact, sleeping near each other is actually a sign of aggression and territorial behavior when it comes to, like, small geckos and lizards, at least as far as I know with those two species. And this is what I've heard from some other people. Mainly, I mean, cohabiting different species of animals is never really that great of an idea. So there isn't a whole lot of research done with it, because why bother, really? There's nothing good that can come of it. So, of course, this person it came under huge fire on the online forum that I was on, and was blocked from the group because it was just not a good situation. And again, I have met people that are insistent that their hedgehogs are attached at the hip because they sleep curled up together. We don't know if that's, like, aggressive or not. We really don't. We're never going to know, mainly because we can't read their minds, and I highly doubt that there's going to be enough funding and enough interest to do, like, rigorous scientific experiments to figure out if that's really what it means. I will say this. There are huge benefits to keeping a hedgehog solitary versus keeping in groups. Mainly, like, keeping track of how much it's eating, how much it's pooping. Let's say you have two hedgehogs together and you see blood. Which one did it? It's going to be harder to figure out, and where hedgehogs are really notorious for hiding their illnesses, like a lot of animals are, it's going to be even harder to be able to determine what's wrong. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with letting your hedgehogs hang out together if they're females and you're keeping an eye on them. But I used to occasionally keep hedgehogs in pairs, and now I'm like, there's really no benefits. Like, it's not like a guinea pig where half of the fun of keeping them is watching them interact with each other. Like, I used to keep solitary guinea pigs back, when I was younger and before we really knew how detrimental it was to their health. And when I first got my first pair of guinea pigs, I was like, this is 10 times better. Why would you ever want to keep a solitary guinea pig? They're so much more interesting in groups. Hedgehogs aren't like that. Like, you're not going to see grooming behavior, cuddling behavior, following each other around. And again, this is generally, because there's always that weird hedgehog that's going to be an exception. And one of those was my beloved Bramble, who passed away recently. She really seemed to like other hedgehogs, but, she had grown up, unfortunately, in a pet store and had a cage mate for her whole life, Harriet, who passed away a few years ago. And she seriously seemed to do better in a cage with another hedgehog. They'd be cuddling, but she wouldn't be curled up. Like, she'd actually be, like, spooning the other hedgehog. And I mean, all you can do is your best guess. And so she was so social, and she would actually run right over to them and sniff them and lick them. And so I ruled that she seemed to do really, really well in pairs. And a lot of the time, like, people will say if you have females and they've grown up together, it's better to keep them together. But again, there's always exceptions. Like, I've had hedgehogs that grew up to hate their own moms, right? I mean, you have to be really careful when you decide to do that. If you want to purchase a hedgehog and you think you might want to house them together, please let me know, because it might be an idea to just buy them at the same time as litter mates, or, later on when my breeders become retired, adopting, a female from her last litter, and then maybe, like, organizing to adopt the mother as well, because that's her last litter. But again, it's really not worth the effort. And if you are waiting for a female because you want them to be friends with your current female, don't bank on that, because a lot of the time, like, an older female that's used to their own space doesn't want anything to do with a baby. And you're not really gonna get, like, the satisfactory, like, reaction. Like, if you really, really want a social species, I highly, highly recommend guinea pigs. They make wonderful pets. They love being in groups. They're so much fun to watch. That is an animal that's going to give you a lot more enjoyment watching them interact with each other. And so, I mean, that's just my take on it. So, in consensus, like, there's really no need to keep them in pairs. there's really no obvious benefits, but there are costs. So when when you think about that, it's like, is there really any point in doing this? And the answer really is kind of no. So that's why I'm really like, I can be kind of harsh on people that really want their hedgehogs to be best friends. You have to stop thinking like a social species. Humans are social species. Hedgehogs, like, theoretically, it wouldn't be detrimental to them if they never saw another living, breathing creature in their life other than their prey in the wild. And that's a really hard mentality to understand, because we are wired to be social. Like, I'm sure you've heard stories about, like, children that have grown up without parents, or people that went a long time, like, in solitary confinement and lost their minds, basically. Like, that's not hedgehogs. It's completely different. Their minds would be alien if we were to, like, look into them, because socialization is nothing for them. It's, with their species, other than mating, and even that doesn't look very, because I've seen the process, it doesn't look very enjoyable. Often they're pretty happy to get it over with. So, there's really, like, no need to wait for a female if that's what you're waiting for, and I'm saying that mainly because Pixie, one of my breeders here, seems to just keep having male babies, and I get a lot of people who will withdraw their interest once they find that out, and I think some of that, too, is the fact that males masturbate, and then they don't want to be cleaning up semen from their hedgehog's cage. And I will just say this, like, that is the smallest deal in the world. Like, I would rather clean up hedgehog jizz than poop any day of the week, because at least it's, like, hardened, and it's not soft or mushy, it doesn't smell, you barely even notice it. Like, the worst you're ever gonna have to do is, like, give your hedgehog a little, soak in the warm bath to get it off him, like, and I'll tell you this, like, females do it too, they just don't leave any evidence, and I mean, if you've got young kids and you're, like, worried about explaining it to them, like, please, come on, give me a break, like, just say your hedgehog's, like, tickling itself or something, like, I'm sure your kids have watched way worse movies than a hedgehog, like, pleasuring itself. It's really, like, it really makes me question, like, your ability and your, just mentality about owning a hedgehog, if you're really that concerned about something like that. And if you're really concerned about, like, because you picked out a female name or a male name, name your male, like, Daisy. They will never know, and they will not care. Like, it doesn't matter. Decorate the cage in pink flowers, or if you get a female, like, they can have a Transformers robots in disguise cage. They don't care, I can guarantee you. They're mostly blind anyways. And, again, I am way more flexible with people that are flexible with me, and that don't put up a big deal about the gender they get, especially if there's no good reason for it. Now, I will say that, some people who may be watching this, don't be hurt. Like, if I've talked to you and you have a really good reason for wanting a female, so there's one lady who has an older rescue female, and they really want another female because they've got young children, and if they accidentally if the young kids messed up and wanted to make their hedgehogs get married or something, and, there could be an accident, like, those are the people I kind of want to make sure get females. So, there are, like, sometimes good reasons for needing a female, and so, even if you're on a wait list, I can't guarantee, like, I can never guarantee that a hedgehog is going to have a certain gender. So, again, your best chances of getting, like, a really friendly, happy hedgehog are really by, like, listening to me and going by my suggestions, because I'm trying to set you up for success. And if I don't have females and I think you'll be fine with a male, give it a go, because you're likely not even going to notice the difference after, you get over the fact that you have to, like, pick a different name, if you even go that far. So, after listening to me ramble on about hedgehogs masturbating for 15 minutes, I will finally show you adorable pictures, I'm not even showing pictures, you're gonna see the real thing. We'll look at this litter. So it was definitely smaller than I thought, only 4 babies. And her first litter was 6, and I barely even noticed, and then she was huge in this litter, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be like 20, and then it was 4. But, I think if I've learned anything from this, it's that Pixie likes to surprise me. Oh my gosh. So, here's this little guy. He's one of the smaller ones. There's 2 in the litter that obviously take after Urchin. They're smaller and a little shyer, and then there's a couple that are, like, very voluptuous and a little more outgoing. One of them that seems really lazy, just like Pixie, which is hilarious. So this guy's one of the smaller ones. I'm really sorry also, I have shaky hands. So I'm going to try and show you him without like jiggling him all over the place. Look at his little face. I wish this was better quality, but there's not enough room on my phone to take a million hedgehog videos. Oh, look at him, he's so sleepy. This little guy, I believe is still up for adoption. Just let me make sure he's not one that's already spoken for. Oh my god, they're so cute. No, this guy's still up for adoption. He's got a really, really nice pinto pattern. If you hold him up like this, you can't really see very well with this bad lighting, but he's going to be really nice looking. He could end up being a gray snowflake pinto or just a gray pinto, but some of his quills have some brown in them, so honestly, I don't know what he's going to look like, but he'll probably look pretty nice. He's also got a butt stripe. For people that are interested in hedgies with butt stripes, it seems to be a popular thing right now, which I think is awesome. He's got a really nice little white patch right here. He's a little shy, but he's actually pretty adventurous. He's the one from the picture that had his mouth open the other day, and he went for a little exploring session on my roommate and was chewing on her shirt and just doing a bunch of ridiculous things, so he should be a lot of fun. I think he's going to be a lot like Urchin, kind of grumpy and shy at first, but then once he comes out of a ball and gets used to you, he's going to be like a lot of fun and very active. You little moo-goo, little moo-goo. So yeah, he's still available, and he's so cute. They're all so cute. Why are you so cute? Okay. So, next dude, this guy's spoken for. He's going to be traveling up to New Brunswick. He's a big guy. You can definitely see he's a lot bigger than the other little guy. He's a little less shy. He's gray, probably going to be a gray snowflake. He's got a little butt stripe too that you can't really see. He's the biggest of the litter for sure. He's going to have a great temperament. So, you know, it kind of goes to show you that sometimes the plainer ones are still, you know, good catches because they're, you know, really, really friendly or whatever. So, yeah, he's pretty laid back. He's going to make a great little, like, cuddle buddy. As you can see, he's pretty happy to come out and, like, stick his foot out or whatever on earth he's doing. You little gorgeous boy. You've already gone home. And it's really exciting because he's definitely the plainest of the litter, but he was the first to be spoken for, which is awesome. I love when people, you know, aren't overly concerned with the appearance of these little guys. Oh, you're so cute, you little groove. Kisses. Oh my gosh, look at his tongue. No, he's not showing you his tongue now. He was sticking his tongue out and it was so cute. Oh my gosh. He's almost got like mutton chops. Look at his, like the marking there. You gonna have mutton chops? You gonna be a biker dude? Roxanne, you should name him Harley. I think it might suit him in a little bit when he gets older. Roxanne is his new hedge parent, by the way. So, let's see. Next guy will be Mr. White Bum. Whee! This guy's also gotten one mutton chop. He was pretty shy at first, but he actually seems pretty chill today. He looks a lot like Urchin, so he's got almost like the white bum with like a dark head, and he's really cute as well. He was really shy at first again, but he seems really chill the last couple of days. He's pretty cute, so if you want a cute little hedgie with a white bum, he's still available. Hi, little muffin. Hi. You're really curious today, huh? Are you curious today? What's going on, he says. Who's my new mommy? Peekaboo. I'm so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassing. I should not be videotaping this. But you would do the same thing if you saw them. Many of you have. I've witnessed it. Wow. He's going for a little, like, adventure. Okay, we've got another adventurous one. I'm trying to, like, figure out which is the one that kept crawling out of the nest. And this is my... I feel bad having a favorite. This is my favorite. He's probably spoken for. Super friendly little guy, double split face, pink nose, a beautiful reverse pinto little dude. I was waiting for one like this, and I wish he was a girl because I really want to keep him as a holdback. He's just got like this perfect little like teddy bear face, and he's just so like, oh, he's gonna be a great little pet. And the person I'm holding him for, I think he's going to be like a family pet for her and her daughter. And I kind of wanted to see if, you know, a breeder would be interested in him, but honestly, like, when it comes to breeding, the color really doesn't matter. It's more the genetics they're going to throw. So if a breeder got any of the last two, you know, even though they're not as, you know, colorful as this, they're still going to throw some amazing colors. So he's going to make an excellent pet just because of his temperament. So whenever I get, like, oh, look at my hands shaking. Sorry, guy, you're going on a little ride there. Whenever I get one with, like, an exceptionally nice temperament, I do like to make sure it goes, you know, to maybe the 1 or 2 people that are getting them as family pets, because, you know, kids can be intimidated by a hissing ball of spikes. Look at him just letting me stroke his face like this. What a nice little dude. I think I would call this guy, like, Picasso or something, just because of, like, his really interesting markings. Hey, you little man? Oh, be a girl. I want to keep him so badly. I really, really want to, but I can't hog the hedgehogs all to myself, unfortunately. Oh, boobers. Oh, so cute. So cute. Mwah. I can't believe he's letting me do that to him already. Victoria, seriously, get this guy. You are so lucky. Get him. Big kissies for a little baby. Anyway, sorry. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to put him back. I bring Pixie out to show you guys, but she's mad at me now, so I'm just going to cover up her little bin and put these guys back. But anyways, those 2 males that I mentioned are still available for adoption. And if you're interested, get in touch, come visit them. They're so, so cute. They're perfect age for handling and playing with right now. They're hilarious. They try to put everything in their mouths. They fall all over each other. They self-anoint all over each other. It's hilarious. You're going to love them. Well, I still got you. I'll show you the 18-pound rabbit that is now friends with my bunny, who unfortunately is in jail there. You can see her sort of sitting in her litter box, mainly because they don't want her to tear her stitches. She's just gotten spayed, so she's sort of stuck in there for a couple weeks, which really sucks. But I'm going to show you our new Flemish Giant. He's actually a senior guy. He's 4. He does have a tear duct blockage, which has over time caused the side of his face to go a little bald, so don't worry about that. It's perfectly fine. But we're still trying to come up with an awesome name for him, so if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But here's the big guy. Mwah. Oh, you don't like kisses, I forgot. I'm trying to get him used to getting kissed on the nose, because he is just so kissable. Look at his face. Anyways, this is him. Like, literally, this guy's an absolute sweetheart, and don't be intimidated by the size. If you come over, like, he absolutely loves being petted and cuddled. Like, he'll jump up on the couch with me just to get cuddled. And if anybody's thinking about getting a pet rabbit, like, 100%, I would recommend a Flemish Giant. They're actually bred as therapy animals because they're so laid back. Like, you know, he'd make an excellent pet, like, for anybody who just wants a big cuddle buddy. Like, he tried to jump into bed with us, but it was a little too high and he ricocheted off the side, so we're probably gonna have to build him a little ramp. And he's really nicely litter box trained, doesn't chew, doesn't make a lot of noise, although when he binkies, which I haven't seen yet, I'm gonna guess it's pretty noisy. So you guys should come over and visit him because he loves attention. And seriously, if you have any name suggestions, let me know. I'm really annoyingly picky with names, so don't be offended if I don't take it. But I might, because he still doesn't have one. I really want one that, like, reflects his size without being overdone. So, like, I don't want, like, Bunzilla or, like, something like that that's kind of just overdone. I was almost thinking, like Andre the Giant kind of deal, but then, like, a rabbit named Andre is kind of weird. But then it's also kind of awesome. So I don't know. I also sort of want to name him Tiny, just for a joke, so that's probably overdone as well, but then maybe I don't care. Anyways, I'm a psych major, so it's my duty to overthink everything, including rabbit names. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you're interested in any of these babies, let me know. We will have future litters. I know this was a smaller than anticipated litter, so I kind of got you guys excited for nothing, especially if you're on a waiting list. I'm probably going to be breeding Juno again, I would say April 1st. So those babies would be ready April, May, like probably June-ish. So you know, if anybody's interested in anything from that litter, just, you know, start getting your setups ready. And again, I never know when I'm going to get a rescue in, so if anybody's interested in a rescue, I only adopt them out if they're friendly enough, and I strongly encourage anybody who really, really, really wants a hedgehog, get a setup together, because seriously, you never know. You never know if someone's going to back out on a baby either. That's another thing. So I'll let you guys go for now, but hopefully I'll meet the new owners of these 2 leftover babies soon. Don't make me keep them, because I will. I really will. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Happy hedging and have a good day.